doorbell at Mrs. Carter's house here, I'd like to mention a few things. Probably one of the most important things. Use a nice uniform. That makes a very good impression on your customers. So now I'm going to ring the doorbell and start looking windows here.
Hello?
Hi, good morning, Mrs. Carter.
Good morning.
The window cleaner is here.
Yeah, well, come on in.
Thank you very much. How is everything? Well, the first thing we do when we come in the house, we put our shoe covers on. And this is to protect the carpet. Most customers are very concerned about your shoes. And with this shoe cover here, you will protect the carpet very well. And what we're going to do now, we're going to vacuum clean all the tracks first, and I'm going to start here in the living room. Vacuum cleaning tracks is a very important part of the window cleaning, and we're using two different brushes here to get all the dirt out of the tracks. We got one grout brush here, and we also have a paint brush here. And what we want to do, we want to rough all the dirt up in the tracks so we can get it out all the way up in the corners. Another thing we like to do too is plug the extension cord up in an outlet so we can reach most of the windows in that room. So we don't have to run around and look for outlets for each little window. And this way we will, of course, save a lot of time. And like we said before, time is money. What I also like to do here is take the screens off at the same time as I vacuum clean the tracks. And later on when we do the outside, we will brush all the screens and install them again. So I'm going to start to clean the tracks in the living room here. And when we vacuum clean tracks, we work in a system which I call fall of the wall system. And right now I'm going to start in the living room, and we're going to work ourselves around the whole house till we end up with the front door again. That way we will not lose track of any rooms, and it's of course a lot easier for the person on the outside, if you work two in a team, to follow you instead of walking crisscross like that. So you're going to start right here. Now we're going to start to do the outside windows first, and I'd like to go over the equipment we're going to use for this particular job. First of all, we use the quadrupod. The quadrupod is a very efficient device when it comes to eliminate a lot of stopovers a day. And when you lift it up from the floor, the legs collapse, and when you lower it to the floor, they open up. You can also remove the bucket very easily by moving this stainless steel clip like this, so you can fill it up in the sink. So there's no need to stick the whole thing down the sink. There wouldn't be room for it anyway, of course. You can also adjust the height. So if you're a little bit shorter and you don't need it that high, you can lower it to the floor. Now, in this job here, I decided to use 3 different squeegees. I have the 12-inch sorbo, and in this video taking here, we're going to use the new high-rise handle. I didn't find a need for a quick release here, so this is actually a new handle I developed where you can put a safety line here and you can actually hang it on your belt when you do high-rise window cleaning. It swivels, but you have to actually unlock it here with a dime or something, or a screwdriver. So that's the 12-inch sorbo squeegee. I also decided to use the 30-inch, and there's a few windows we can do in 2 horizontal strokes. I also got the 22-inch, where I can actually do a couple of upside-down U methods. And I'm also going to demonstrate the Z method in this video. I got the swivel brush here for all the spider webs. I got the extension pole, the 8-foot extension pole. I decided to use the 26-inch washer. I always believe that the more surface you can cover, the faster you can do the job. We already have the cleaning product in the water, and you can use any kind of cleaning product as long as it doesn't leave a film on the window. What I developed here is a lubricant called the Glide, Sorbo Glide, and this will actually prevent the window from drying, and also makes the squeegee glide very easy over the window. So it takes only a tablespoon to 2 gallons of water. So you be very careful so you don't overdo it, because if you do, you can barely get the water off the window. So half a cap is almost too much, so be careful. I like to demonstrate the adjustable squeegee before we go any further, and this is the Sorbo 3x4 adjustable squeegee. It's called 3x4. We can sharpen the squeegee rubber 3 times in these 4 adjustments, which is 12 sharpenings. So that explains 3x4. The other thing is this is the widest, the strongest, and the lightest squeegee on the market today. And I'd like to explain the adjustments here. By moving the squeegee rubber from step number 1 to step number 2, you reduce the pressure needed to remove the water off the window. And this helps when you do very uneven windows. Most windows aren't completely flat, they're uneven and beveled, and you find that when you do a window with the wrong equipment, it will actually leave water here and there. Also, when you do windows over 2nd floor with an extension pole, well, many times you need a lot of pressure. With this squeegee here, you can adapt it to that, and you can move the squeegee rubber out just by sliding the squeegee rubber out in the channel and slide it into the 2nd setting. The 3rd and the 4th adjustment is for the sharpener. So when you sharpen the squeegee rubber, you will actually sharpen it down to half of the height, and you actually have to start to move it out in the 3rd and the 4th adjustment. I like to demonstrate here too the new Sorbo squeegee. This is a new Sorbo standard squeegee. It's white and blue, and it's cut in a 45-degree angle in each side. And this comes in very handy when you do fanning on the window, because this is actually a squeegee that gets closer to the framework than any other squeegee on the market. And also it's the only squeegee where you don't hit the frame with the metal. So there's a little cushion in between here. That way you save the frame. I'm also going to use the Sorbo new safety high-rise squeegee handle here. This is actually developed for safety line here. You can actually hook it up to your belt when you do high-rise. I didn't find it necessary to use a quick release on this job here, since I don't have to move it, so I'm using the new Sorbo high-rise safety squeegee. So with that, we're going to start to do the windows. So the first thing we do is brush all the spider webs down around the framework, and then I'm going to wash the windows. This is the most important thing you do when you wash the windows. If this isn't done right, they will leave streaks from the squeegee. So you really have to scrub the windows real good.
So the first thing we like to do is remove a little bit of water against the frame. It's fairly dry when you start. Then press this against the frame. Angles, you always lead with the top and twist. 1, 2. And this also eliminates the need of an extension ladder or a step ladder. We use a swivel handle. And a window size like this, you can use a 30-inch squeegee. And I like to demonstrate a couple of different techniques here. The straight horizontal stroke is very efficient. Land at the top first and then go in for a soft landing like that. Then you do the second pull. And the whole window is done in 2 horizontal strokes. I like to demonstrate a different method, which I call the upside down U method, and it goes like this. So you got a choice of 2 here when you do an oversized squeegee. And when I do residential, I always detail all the windows. Now, if you're shorter than I am, then you can easily reach to the top with the squeegee here. All you have to do is put the squeegee and use it as an extension pole. That's the way you can do it too. Now I can see some paint on the windows here, and in that case we have to scrape it. That's where I keep my scraper. So we got everything exactly where you're working. You don't have to run back and forth to your van. When you scrape a window, always be sure that you remove a little bit around the frame first, like this. That way you get a real nice straight cut around the window. Then after that, keep wetting, and of course the squeegee glide will help and prevent from scratching the window. Then when you scrape the paint, you don't have to hit the frame. And every time you reverse, take the blade off the glass. And the second pull, re-wet again. And do the same thing here. Since you removed a little bit around the frame already, you don't have to go all the way against the frame. And that way you prevent nicking the razor blade. So what you want to do here, you start on the left side. You move the top of the squeegee to the right side, and you leave the bottom on this side, like that. Now, this is a high and narrow window, so with this type of window you can do 2 different techniques really, the straight horizontal strokes or the Z method. I'm going to demonstrate both of them. First we brush all the spider webs off. Also touch up a little bit around the handles like this. And what I usually do, I brush a little bit over the overhang here too. Nice and clean around it. most of it up like that. Dip 2 inches down in the bucket, turn it over, you have a drip-free system. And I'm using the 36-inch sorbo. And this will be the straight horizontal strokes. 1, 2. Well, you can see the frames are very deep here. Things are around 5-6 inches deep. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to move the screwdriver out one step. That way I can finish up the window up there without leaving any water against the frame. So, now it's out in the second adjustment. So I remove a little bit when I start, then I press against the frame, and then I can go all the way up to the frame on the side without leaving any water. You apply a little bit more pressure when you get towards the side here where you finish off. That way the screwdriver bends easier and you can get closer. That's the advantage with an adjustable squeeze. And if you would do this vertical, well, you wouldn't be able to do it because you wouldn't be able to get to the bottom of the window frame. So this is the inside of the bedroom, and we're going to do this 2 doors here, and I'm going to use the Z method.
is probably the easiest way of doing it. And if you're looking for paint on the windows, you can always feel the window like this when it's wet. If it's real smooth and there's no paint on it, but sometimes it feels like a sandpaper. And that indicates that there's something on it, so it has to be scraped. Always put the sponge in the bottom of the squeegee when you bring it over to your coffee pot so you don't drip any water on the floor. Now we're going to do the mirror here in the bathroom. And of course the mirror is just like another window. It's just one side to clean. But it's still glass, so we clean it the same way as we clean the windows. Always put the drop cloths down below. And move the bottles out from the window, from the mirror. Scrub a little bit extra right here where they brush the teeth. You get a lot of toothpaste, which is very hard to remove sometimes. Now, as you can see, the 36 works great here. So, now put everything back where we find it. We got what we call French doors. A lot of small panels, and we're going to use a 12-inch squeegee in those, and we try to do everything horizontal so the window doesn't cry. You know, if you have a small squeegee and pull straight down like this, the water comes down from the top frame, and I call that the window start crying. So in this case we're going to make the window real happy. We're going to make horizontal strokes, and by doing that we can actually wash more windows at the same time in between the detailing. So I'm wetting 6 windows at the same time, since we don't have the problem of having the water drip from frame to frame.
Now I have the squeegee rubber all the way in. I'm going to try that first. And of course you press it up against the top frame and you put the sponge in the bottom so you absorb all the water coming out of the squeegee. That way it doesn't cry from frame to frame. That looks like it works fine. So, well, I found a few spots on the outside I have to go out and remove. Well, now we're going to do an acid wash here. We got some water stain on the window here from the sprinklers, and of course you find that in many homes. And I find that strange enough, there's a lot of people with window cleaners out there who don't charge enough to be able to remove it. So always remember to charge enough to be able to do a quality job. To remove water stain, well, sometimes it takes different chemicals. What I'm going to use now is a sorbo water stain remover, and this is probably one of the safest water stain removers on the market. We use a white pad here, and of course we wash the window first, and then you do the acid wash afterwards when the window are clean from sand and dirt to prevent scratching it. So what we do first, we wet the washer. This is a white pad. You cannot use a green one, so remember the white one is the only one you can use. And then what we do, we put some of this on the washing pad here, and this would be enough to remove this water stain here. If it isn't on for more than a year, you can usually restore the window. But beyond that time, the water stain gets deeper and deeper into the pores in the glass. The glass got pores like your skin. And it gets too deep to bring it back out again. So in that case, well, you can probably make it look 95% better, but it won't be like a new window again. So remember that when you service your clients, always keep up and do the acid washes every time you come back. Now I scrubbed it in there, and now what I can do with this chemical here, I can use my own equipment. I don't need to use special washer and a special squeegee. I can mix it with my washing equipment. So it's very easy to work with. Then I wash it like this, and then of course I take the squeegee. In this case I'm going to use the 26 inch, you see it's not that much on the window. Now what you have to do, you have to wet the squeegee rubber before you do it. And then we go first one, twice, and then you have to wash it one more time and do final touch-up. So like that. And detail the bottom. And the window is finished. So, well, we completed the whole house here, and I hope this videotape will give you some new ideas about window cleaning, and I hope you can use some of this in your future window cleaning service. And with that, I have to thank you very much for watching me, and have a very good future. Bye bye. Yeah, that's great. Well,
Are you pleased with the service, Mr. Carter?
Yes, I am very pleased
Oh,
with the
that's great.
service.
Thank you
They
very
look
much.
wonderful.
And I'll see you in a month.
Okay, thank
Okay.
you.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.